Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday, March 17th. It's 5:51 a.m. Sorry, I'm a few minutes late. I have a special guest with me this morning, as you can see. I've got Matt from Top Shot, Dapper Labs, the man that makes the moments spin. He's the wizard behind the curtain. Matt, thanks for coming on, brother.
Something like that. Well, happy St. Patty's Day, everybody.
Yes.
What a great day to be on with Coultin. And it's always exciting when we are able to put out some new stuff. And like that some of you have seen the Ascension moments I put out on my personal account last night. But the parallax effect is something we've really wanted for a long time. And having the moment spin like that shows off the entire beauty of the moment. And now you're able to see all these effects that we're like painstakingly putting into moments. So I'm just excited to be out here talking about it. It's something that I saw them working on for, basically the entire last month. And now it's finally out there for people to see. I'm just so excited to get it into people's hands.
Yeah, dude. When I saw these, the first thing I thought was like, it's like I'm wearing 3D glasses.
Yeah, so there's a card game on. Where's Ty Jerome? That's not good. That seems like it might be an artifact of the interactive. I'll get that squared away. It's one of those. It's one of those things that we've been talking about for a while. There's a game on mobile called Marvel Snap, and they do a really good job of that parallax effect, where they have basically 2D cards, and I have a special guest. They have 2D cards, and they spin right to left, giving it that sort of 3D depth and feel and look. And we've been talking about like, how do we do that in our moments? How can we show that off? And it was two parts. First, we had to build a layer mask that was able to handle it, and then second, we had to have a brand new animation type to properly show off that effect. And
Wow.
the team was able to get that over the line here. And we want to start doing this really for every moment that comes out, because any moment that has these, getting technical, like these layer masks, can have that effect. Anything that has the depth built in, because like if you go and you like break down the moments piece by piece, like there are several different layers that go on top of each other. There's the player image, there's a player mask, there's the layer mask, there's the background, which is several layers itself. And so when all those things are put together and animated properly, you get that parallax effect that I was sharing on X last night. And we were able to get 3 of the parallax spins out the door last night, and we're going to get the rest of them done today, so everybody can view them and enjoy them, and then we'll get them added onto the collectibles page here. It was one of those things that we weren't 100% sure we were going to get it done in time, because it was such a big undertaking and endeavor to make sure we had it, and we got there. And that's why the Ascension stuff wasn't out right away. Yeah, exactly. And I just can't get over how good it looks.
It's insane, dude.
The depth that it creates, the feeling of movement, just like,
yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, it's so cool. I looked at them for so long.
when I did episode this like beginning of the season, basically with Roham, I put up a side-by-side of like an S1 base set moment, and like I think it was a finals Lego, because at the time they were the only ones with the interactive, I think. And I was like, look at the difference in product.
Yeah.
And now we're in the same series, and you've outdone it yourselves again. Like,
yeah, this creative team, our creative director has an unbelievable resume. He came to the team last season, and started trying some of these things out. But this season, in the off season, we worked a lot together, and we were like, how can we just blast this thing out of the water in terms of like what we can do with creative. And we just had so many ideas that we threw around, and we've been able to achieve a lot of them. We have one last idea that we're going for on Rookie Rev, which has the potential to be some of the best rookie moments we've ever put out on the platform, which is a crazy thing to say after we just put out these absolutely insane signature series moments.
Yeah.
But we have something cooking there, and I don't want to front run it just in case it doesn't come to fruition. But there are cards in cardboard that have what we are trying to go for, and they are extremely popular in the hobby. And so we are going for it, and we'll see where we get to. But as soon as I know that that's going to be able to happen, I will start hyping it up even more. But it's just so cool to have a creative director that's worked on huge, like billion-dollar movies and done effects for some of the biggest studios in the world, including Disney. Just that
Wow.
that just understands this stuff on such a deep level that we are able to produce collectibles that look like this. When I joined Top Shot years ago, like backgrounds on the player panel and like this parallax effect and all the stuff going on here, like it wasn't even like in my brain as a possibility of something that we could do. Like I used to get excited about just getting the illustrated set art. That to me was just like such a huge deal. And to see where we are at now with these moments, it's just completely mind blowing to me.
Yeah. Dude, I think the coolest part, my favorite part, is when it spins here and you can see the reflection on the inside of the front panel. Dude, it's so sick.
Yeah. So, it's we have to figure out how we can, make this sort of the default opening experience on these moments, because this is what we want people to experience. And obviously the current legendary opening animation is not quite this. And so, we had a getting into the nitty gritty here, but for years we had this company out of Australia that helped build the pipeline to build these 3D assets. And so there are certain artifacts that are still left over from that time period in terms of like animation and movement and what assets are produced for every moment we create through the pipeline. And so we're just working through adjusting that pipeline. We're going to probably pull out some of the less popular or completely unviewed outputs that system gives us, and bring in stuff like this that truly shows off the moment and its beauty. So that's something that we're actively working on, and it's just exciting for me and for the whole team that we have these ideas and we're being able to bring them to life in such a spectacular way now.
Yeah, it's incredible, bro.
I like the champagne moment with the drum.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
dude.
then Nas Reed looks like a superhero.
Yes, dude. Oh my goodness.
Looks like something out of the Marvel universe.
Yeah, it's so good, bro.
One of my favorite cover photos we've ever had.
Yes, I couldn't unsee this.
Yeah, and then I immediately tagged Art But Sports because that's what it reminded me of immediately.
Yes, dude.
Wemby in the background. He does look very, very angelical there.
Yeah, dude. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. I'm so excited. And really good, like really good roster of players. Like Ryan Rollins has been awesome. Peyton
Yeah.
Watson has been, yeah, like I get a Jazz man.
Yeah, I mean, so Breakout and Ascension are, I mean, obviously they're not Hollow Icon. Like we're not talking about superstars yet. We're not talking about all stars yet. We're talking about the guys that could take
Yep.
that leap. A lot of
And
young
it makes,
guys, a lot of guys that are already taking that leap. Guys that are contributing in ways that they didn't contribute in the past, that are putting up stats that were somewhat unexpected. And a big part of Ascension and Breakout is us trying to pinpoint the guys that could take that next leap. And every season there are 2 to 3 guys that you're just like, these guys are all stars now. Like, when did that happen? And this is trying to hit on those guys. And Ryan Rollins, I think, is a great example of that. Nikhil Alexander Walker. He had an absolute monster game last night. I messaged Sam. I'm like, Sam, I know you just put out a Nikhil Alexander Walker at Ascension. Did you see what he did last tonight? Like, I think he had 41 points, 9 3-pointers made, and then filled out the rest of the box score. Hawks have won 10 straight. He's a guy who's taken a leap this year.
yep.
And then you have a bunch of guys here that just are like absolute freak athletes, like the Jackson Hayes of the world, just absolute freak athletes that could get to that next level. Bryce Sensabaugh, there you go, career high and buzzer beater. We're really trying to, last year I think we had Denny in this set, and he's an all-star
Yep.
this year. And so we're very excited to hit on one of them, and I think there's a couple others that have definitely taken even more of a leap if we look at last year's Ascension and Breakout sets. But it's really important for us to give these guys shine and make sure that they have scarce collectibles, just like a lot of the stars do, because the stars get a lot of scarce collectibles over the course of the season. They do a lot of
Right.
crazy things. So a lot of these plays in this set are among the players' best plays or performances of the entire season. So when you go through each of them, it really shows. You can, another career high, Peyton Watson, a lot of career highs, a lot of stuff that's exciting for these players. That when these players, we wanted to share Ty Jerome's on the stream on Wednesday, but it wasn't ready yet. We were trying to get
Mm.
this all set up, and I really wish we could have shown it to him live, because I think he would have been really geeked out about it. But just exciting.
So really quick, I want to watch this before I switch gears.
Yeah, it's deep.
Yeah, it is. Dude, he shot that thing from Chewy's house.
Yeah, we were talking about on the stream that he's third in the league in per 36 points per game.
Oh, wow. Nice guy, too.
Him and Cedric
Genuinely
are
a
both
nice guy.
super nice guys. And we have Con Nipple this week.
That's what I wanted to switch gears to, bro. Like when I saw that tweet, my jaw dropped. Like, what?
So we've been talking to Con's agent. So obviously we have a deal with Con. We have his signature and product, and we have all those inscriptions. And the rookie deals are different levels based on cost, really, and what deliverables we have. And we've been working with Con's agent on getting him on the breaks for a little bit now, and we had this March 17th date, or March 18th date circled for a bit, and we wanted to announce it on this past stream, but his agent was getting back to us and didn't get back to us in time for the stream. Of course, he got back to us like literally the next morning, which allowed us to have the green light to put the image out. And by that point, we're like, all right, let's save it for when we go live with the break on Monday. We'll put it out there, which is exactly what we did yesterday. And I'm just so excited that we have the potential rookie of the year coming on the stream with us and talking hoops and seeing Top Shot. And obviously we're going to show off his signature series to him, and we'll do a little pack and show off all of his moments from this season so he can experience the product through his own play this season. There's just something about that I think resonates with these guys. We're talking about, guys that are 20 years old or younger, most of these
Yeah.
rookies. And man, just so cool.
Yeah. I am so pumped to see who ends up with these. And yeah, we're going to have some big sales on the feed.
Yeah. So I don't know if people have realized this. We've called it out in many ways. Yeah. Look at that effect with the
shimmer.
foil. Oh my God. So the whole idea here, and kudos to Sam on this one, was Rookie Ultimate to us feels like ice. And I know we in the past we had Platinum Ice. We burned all those, and we brought back an Ultimate that looks like ice. And the whole idea of Signature Series that it was going to be fire. So the Rookie Ultimates this season are fire and ice. So that was sort of the creative brief that led to this output.
Yep. Yeah. And we were talking the other morning, I think it was Sunday, I was trying to figure out, you did clarify, which I clarified on the show, but I wasn't sure. On the blog, it doesn't really explain clearly enough for people like me that are slow that it's 5 different moments.
Yeah,
I was wondering if it was 5 different signatures, which made them all unique. But
they'll have different signature inscriptions as well.
Right. That was
clear. So each one will have a different, signature. Each one will be a unique signature. Each one will be a unique play. And so one of the big things here, I think we talked about this on an earlier episode of Coffee with Coultin. We want to preserve rookie scarcity, but we also want to capture as much of the rookie season as we possibly can, because we've made a promise to the community that we're not going to come back to this rookie season. Once it's done, we are going to preserve the scarcity of that rookie season for the rest of time. And so we have the Rookie Ultimate, we have the Rookie Debut, we have the Origins, we have the MGLE, we have the Freshman Gems, and we have the Rookie Rev. And so that's 6 total plays right there. And so we were able to find a way to keep scarcity in check and get 5 more plays from these players' rookie season. We've basically doubled the amount of plays from the players' rookie season while going lower with the amount of rookie moments, lower than Wemby, lower than Ricochet. Cooper Flagg is the most scarce rookie ever. During the season. Obviously we have some supernovas where and Origins where they only have that one play, but during the rookie season, by far the most scarce, not by far, but the most scarce, which is a huge accomplishment from our team figuring out the math there and getting it all together. But Signature Series is
and the other awesome thing is that it's one more mechanic for those of us that don't have, me and you, we're not going to be able to afford these, but it's another burning opportunity to increase the value or scarcity of the moments we may actually do hold. So what is it?
100%.
One will be, so if they have one moment, they're airdropped to the top fan.
Correct.
If they have 5, there are a few different avenues to obtain one.
Correct.
And one of all of them is through an auction. And one thing that I was surprised by is it will be any moment. You can burn any moment, not just any rare moment.
Correct. Any moment from that player.
So we're going to see some crazy burns.
That is what I'm expecting, and like you said, it's pretty cool that we have a mechanic that directly benefits the holder. And in cardboard, you're never going to have a situation where somebody trades in 5 PSA 9s to get a PSA 10. Like, that's just not a thing. And and so when somebody does that now, hey, there's less population at that number. We've been able to create something here where, hey, if you're holding one of these players' rookie debuts, it just keeps getting more and more scarce, which in the long run is going to be a really good thing for the value of that collectible. And so it's really important that we provide these outlets for people who want to guarantee themselves these moments and do it in a way that benefits the holders of all the other underlying moments. And then, as we've talked about on the show in previous set reward packs, you know, you're getting you have a chance to hit something for completing a set that you really have never had the chance to get for completing a set.
Yeah,
A one-of-one rookie is just unheard of for completing a base set, nonetheless.
Yeah, I had no idea that we were getting set reward packs for base set or rookie debut.
And think about base set is 4K plus 99, so 4,099 max packs are going to be created there. So if we only have 300 or 400 people that complete it, they're going to get 10 packs each at the end of the season that could have a Cedric Coward one-of-one signature series in it. So just super cool that we're able to do that. I think it's starting to grow on people. I know the get the moments, get a player thing has been around since Series 1 and was super ingrained in the experience, but we did so much research and so much number crunching, and we just saw so many numbers that were negative and didn't make sense. And we're seeing that sort of course correct this season. And we're not going to get the full picture until we get to that end and people get showered with all these packs for all the sets they have completed. And I think we're going to have people that are going to jump in and complete the sets, especially with certain moments that are still outstanding in those packs toward the end of the season. And obviously some sets, the one-of-ones are going to be hit, and other sets, they're still going to be out there. So it's really interesting to watch it happen in real time. People are not discouraged from jumping in and collecting the set because there's no bottleneck that's making the set prohibitive. The only thing that's making the set prohibitive is, maybe like a player like Wembanyama or LeBron or LaMelo or Luka that are getting what they naturally would get. It's not being inflated by, this random 1 week timer, or, hey, go collect, these players who should never be at this price necessarily because they want to get this other thing. And then they get that other thing and other people don't get it. And they're like, all right, well, I guess I'm moving on to another set because I can no longer afford to complete this set. That to me was anti-collector, anti-set collecting behavior, which was having a negative effect on pretty much everything we were doing. And I'm just excited that we're able to get some of these signature series inside those pack rewards. And we're talking about 5 great sets here: Rookie Rev, Hollow Icon, MGLE, Rookie Debut, and the base set, which is the biggest set of the year every year. So just really cool that we're able to do that here.
Yeah. The chat is going. E-Dog, thanks for making it. E-Dog's a friend of mine from Georgia, Jazz fan.
Oh, nice.
And I'm always trying to get him to tune in, and here he is.
A Georgia Jazz fan. How does that happen?
I think he grew up a Stockton fan.
Okay, that'll do it.
And I got to call out Okie Kid pulling the number 2 Shea Hexwave.
Oh yeah, I didn't see it live, awesome. But I saw his post. Yeah, super cool. Yeah, we follow him internally every day. We watch whatever pack he opens every day. We'll be sending some stuff your way. Don't worry, because we want to be part of that journey with you. But we keep track of it every day. It's stuff like that we really geek out about internally when people do stuff like that. It's a lot of fun for us, and I'm glad you and your family are having fun doing it as well, because it's just there is joy in collecting. There is joy that I don't think our packs in the past were able to properly create like we've been able to create with packs and parallels and the things that we're doing this season. And there's just so many ways to make it fun. One of the things we looked into was CSGO, I don't know if you're familiar with that game, Counter-Strike. They have uh, what's it called, like a lottery system where you can get certain skins for weapons and gloves and knives and whatever, and you just see videos of people just absolutely losing their minds as they pull certain things. And I said to the team, I said nothing in our product can create that feeling right now. We need something in our product that can create that feeling. And so the boxes, the cases, the parallels, the way we've constructed things this year, you have the opportunity to have that moment, that screaming excited moment where you hit something that you never thought you'd be able to hit, or whatever it may be. I think about, I bring it up all the time, but like, pulling a galactic on the trampoline, pulling a number 2 Hexwave jersey match, while ripping with your kid. Like, these are the things that in the past, like, people got excited. Oh, I hit the best player in the drop. Awesome. But now it's like a whole magnitude higher level of what can happen. And that to me is just of the utmost importance, because at the end of the day, this product is about ripping and having fun, and we needed to upgrade that fun factor. And I think we've definitely made huge strides this season, and I think there are some ideas to potentially make it even better in the future.
Oh yeah. And I wondered, I hate to put you on the spot. I'm sure you guys have had discussions
Oh yeah.
About the playoffs.
Oh man, what can I say about the playoffs? I mean, there's always two parts of the playoffs. There's the content plan, and there's the, what fun crazy thing are we going to try?
Yeah.
What bells and whistles are we going to do in the playoffs? Well, here's what I can say. In terms of content, we're going to keep a very similar drop schedule. So we're going to have stuff from the regular season that's going to be mixed in with the playoff stuff to continue these big drops into the playoffs. There's going to be moments for every collector out there, where we have stuff like video game numbers and throwdowns waiting in the wings with some of the best performances and dunks of the season, and some other stuff, and all stuff that was in the roadmap, of course. I'm not saying anything groundbreaking here. But one thing that we talked about in the past was, once you get to the playoffs, 14 teams, well, 12 teams now, I guess, immediately check out, and their fans move on to other things. And we wanted to make it so that, hey, you're in playoff packs, but hey, there's a lot of stuff from your favorite team and your favorite players that you can still pull. And that was one of the big problems with all the years of playoffs, was once you got to the playoffs, those teams were forgotten about, and we needed to change that. So that's one big thing that's happening. Another big thing that's happening is the scarcity of the playoffs is going to be as scarce as it's ever been. We're going to have round by round moments. We are not going to have any redemption, so I can rip that Band-Aid off right now. We've tried it. It hasn't quite worked properly, whether it's because we didn't get all the bells and whistles we needed in product to make it work properly, or, as teams were eliminated, it just, the mechanics didn't work as we expected it to. But that being said, we do have some stuff that is in the works, that is going through the approval process right now, that is going to make this the most engaging playoffs we've ever had. And I'll give away a couple things without giving away too much, but you're going to be able to, I don't want to get myself in trouble here, but I want to give something juicy. Yeah, this is always the push. This is always the push and pull. Yeah, thanks, Colin. You gonna stick up for me?
Yeah, dude. Who's gonna get mad at you?
So one of the things we're working through is how we can let people predict through the playoffs like never before. Game outcomes, player duels, how many games a series is going to go. So that's something that we're working on without getting too deep into it. And then we're also building out something that's already live on site, which is sort of a precursor to a much more robust system for the playoffs, which is the building off of quests. So I didn't get into the nitty gritty. There's a lot more cool stuff that I can't wait to share once I have more green lights to share. And I'll happy to come back on and share some of those things as we get closer. But the team is working really hard. I'm working with some really exceptional engineers and designers, getting all this stuff ready. And I can't wait to show all that off. And I see in the chat, loves Redemptions. The Champions Path, the original one in Series 4, was something that I personally pushed for. I remember I was sort of like a lowly peon back in those days, because we're talking 2022, 23. I was on vacation. Yeah, I love that thumbnail. I was on vacation in Florida, and I had put together this whole plan for the playoffs. And at that point, I was still just doing flash challenges, and I was the challenge guy, and I was working on, auctions and burning and all that kind of stuff. And I remember I'm in Florida on vacation, and I get a phone call, not like a message on Slack. I get a phone call from Roham. He goes, Matt, we got to talk about Champions Path and these Redemptions. Let's go through it. And like, I went through all the data with him, and he gave me the green light, and, we had that go live. And to me, it was just so exciting to have these moments that could be collectible, but could also be turned in to become a moment from the playoffs through the playoffs. And you see the number of moments getting lower and lower as you go through the playoffs. Because I said to Roham, I said, the thing that we do every year is we add more and more moments through the playoffs. We need to have less and less moments through the playoffs. And that was sort of the impetus of having that. And we tried it again in different ways in the following years. I still love them. I still think they're awesome. We toyed around with doing sort of like a banner year type concept where there were team moments, and the team moments could get turned into would get moments added, and having a whole, I had this whole crazy plan, and then we pulled back, and we got to where we got to. But like, I can tell you about this plan because it's not happening. But like, the idea was, hey, you're going to have these team moments, and there are going to be basically dollar amounts attached to the team moments. And with every win, the trade-in value would increase. With every loss, the traded value would decrease. When you make it to the next series, when you make it to the next round, you go up to a new higher starting level. So there's playing with the house and playing with your fellow collectors. Like, okay, do I sell it now? They're down 3-1, or do I hold on to it and reap the benefits later? And like, so had created this whole crazy game. It was a little much, I will admit. And there was no guarantees that it was going to make it through all of our reviews with our partners. It did feel kind of gambly. So we pulled back. We've talked through it. Roham is a great partner to like bounce things off of and reality check things off of. And in working together, we got to where we're going now. I think ultimately where we're going now is going to be a more fun experience for everybody involved. And so I'm very excited to get that rolled out here. We're a month from the playoffs, less than a month from the playoffs now. So you guys won't have to wait too long to see all that.
The coolest, I loved Champions Path as well, but the coolest part about it was that it gave me an opportunity to like feel smart and predict ahead of time. And
Totally.
it sounds like you're kind of working on that now.
You might have to put the in first.
Yeah.
There you go. That's weird. We should fix that. Yeah, here's the OG one.
But it is sad that I don't have a jazz question mark box.
Yeah, I have this whole set. Love this set.
Of the boxes?
Yep.
Of the redemptions? That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, these were fun.
So one of the big questions back then, and the thing that I was getting so much pushback on internally, was these need to be out of 500. And so the phone call with Roham, I said, are we trying to make these incredibly valuable, or is the playoffs a growth play? And the metrics we were going for were growth related. Okay, if they're growth related, then they need to have enough out there that if we're bringing people in, they can afford to jump in and grab their favorite players throughout the playoffs. And, especially early on in the playoffs, if we start at 500 and we're talking, 2022, 2023 season, prices were still, extremely elevated on certain things. People were going to come in and be immediately priced out. And so that was one of the decisions that was made there was, hey, if we're building for growth, then we need to make sure that we have moments available for collectors. And if we're not putting out moments each series and you have to own these redemptions to get those moments, then we need to make sure that people can come in and jump right in.
Yeah. 500 to 5,000 is quite a big jump.
Yeah, but look how many are left of that Kawhi.
Yeah, I know. The LeBron only has 925 left.
Yeah, and imagine if we started at 500, it wouldn't have been nearly as engaging.
No, agree. I wouldn't have been able to play.
Most people wouldn't have. It would have priced out 90% of the platform.
Because I remember, during the playoffs, I had a Jokic and I sold it for $65. Could you imagine? Yeah, I mean, there's no way I would have been able to
you would have had to get lucky hitting them in the packs,
right? And I had bought it before,
right?
Yep.
Man, good times.
Top Shot. This does the team know that it's a lot of people's favorite set?
I don't know that we know that specifically. I mean, we see a lot of hype around it. It's funny because to me, it's what I always wanted Flash Challenge sets. That's what I wanted MSFE to be. If you remember, the first ever MSFE was Steph Curry's record breaker.
Yeah.
I always wanted MSFE to be that. And, I think there was some disagreement within the team back then, especially with curation team, why are we putting, best stuff in sort of a fandom set? Why would we do that? And I think it's one of those things that we're really doing it justice this year. When you go through the set, almost every play is just oh shit, I remember that. Oh shit, I remember that.
Yeah.
There's not many sets where you can go in and go through every play and be like, oh, I remember that vividly. This set you can do that with, which is the exact kind of feel we were going for with Top Shot. This, Anthony Black is a great example of this. This is one of those plays where everybody's just oh my God, did that just happen? And you remember that, the Tyrese Maxey, chase down block. You remember that, you remember all these things.
Yeah. I can't believe that the Steph is only $3.
Yeah,
the blow by on Coop, Christmas Day. Everyone, I mean, dude, I'm so hyped on Christmas games. And I keep bringing back Christmas jerseys next year.
Yeah, hopefully not the ones with sleeves.
Yeah, those were tragic.
I mean, look at this top row here. We have SGA breaking Wilt's 63-year-old record. Bam Adebayo with 83 points. Jason Tatum coming back from a torn Achilles and almost putting up a triple-double of his first game back. KD on Christmas. We just are able to and it's funny because Sam, if you're watching, me and Sam always, when things happen, we jump in and can we do it? Can we do it? Or does this need to go elsewhere? And kudos to Sam. He's such a good sport about it. And he is so meticulous with how he gets all the right plays and the right sets. And to his credit, there's been a couple times where I pushed him a little bit hard, hey, we got to get this into Top Shot this. Like we gotta, everybody's talking about it, and so like we obviously go on and we look at like the views
down the stretch here. Easy just tries to get it in, and it's taken away by Reed.
And no, you're good. And just like looking at how viral it really is, and sometimes it's just undeniable. It's like we got to get it out, and you'll notice that sometimes it comes out that night, sometimes it comes out the next day. Depending on how late it is, we may not be able to get approval from our partner. Like SGA, we had pre-approval. It just happened really late at night. So once we got the image and everything, we just weren't able to like get it out quickly enough with approvals for our partners because it was very late at night. But based on the timing at night is somewhat dependent on whether we're able to get it out same night or not. Like Tatum, we knew was happening. It was an early game. We were able to get it live immediately. We had everything ready to go. SGA, we had everything ready to go because we knew it was happening. But it happened very late at night. I think that game was like a 10 p.m. game on the East Coast, and our NBA partners are all on the East Coast. And so at a certain time, they're not going to be checking their work email. So we get kind of, we have to wait there. BAM was another one where the night of, we were like, okay, like this was something that was completely unexpected, obviously, and everybody in the world was talking about it. And I think the big thing was, what do we do with this? This is one of the greatest achievements in the history of the NBA. Your thoughts on free throw merchanting and all that aside, and here's what went into it. Like I said to the team, I said, listen, guys, if we were 10 years in the future, well, let's just say I said we were for 10 years in the future, but like if we were to get Kobe's 81-point game, would you make it a common? Would you make it a fandom? Would you make it a rare? Would you even make it a legendary? No. Kobe's 81-point game is ultimate, and it always would be an ultimate because it's one of the greatest performances in the history of the NBA. So that was something we were talking through. It was like, all right, this is at that level, but at the same time, this is a truly viral moment. How can we make this work? And we didn't figure it out that night. We had talked about a couple different ideas. Sam and I woke up. We got on a call with each other pretty early. I don't know how early it was, but it was pretty early the next morning. And we spent an hour and a half talking through all the possibilities here. And we finally got to the point where we were like, this goes in Top Shot this goes in Kingmaker. It gets the proper full-on treatment in Kingmaker as a true one of one of the great performances in NBA history, but we also have it in Top Shot this in a way that people can celebrate it and collect a piece of history. And I think we tapped on something here where, hey, we can do something where a play lives in two places because there are two types of collectors that may want to collect this. There may be the collector that just wants to be a part of history, and there may be a collector that wants to be the guy that owns the one of one full-on collectible.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so glad we were able to get there. And I think we've opened up an avenue. This is not something that we're going to do often where a play goes in two different sets. You can ask anybody on the team. I've historically been extremely against that sort of thing because I feel like it can potentially take away from the moment. But doing it like this with Top Shot this and a one of one, it felt like it was the right combination, the right play to do it. And it turned out it worked out quite well.
Yeah. Great timing for BAM right before the drop, but far enough out that you could get the Kingmaker in.
Yeah, the fact that we were able to get Kingmaker right into this drop, like, we're not going to talk about what got bumped out because it may still make it in, but the fact that we were able to get this quickly enough and get a Kingmaker built out for that performance and get it into this drop, just a testament to how good the team has gotten at their craft this season.
Yeah. Do you know if there will be a pack reward for set locking for Top Shot this?
Yeah, there will be at the end of the season.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Was there ever discussion about capping the amount that could be minted?
So we do have a cap on every one of these. It's technically 9999. No Top Shot disc can go above that. In practice, it hasn't gone anywhere near that high.
No, right.
If there is, sort of a lot more people jumping into it in the future, I don't think we want it to go beyond that number. I think that is kind of, it's tough because in a perfect world, man, if there's people that want to buy 10,000 of these things, like, man, that's awesome.
Why
that's super exciting. Why would we want to cap it?
Right.
But by the same token, we still want to preserve scarcity as much as possible. And, you look at, Panini Instant and Tops Now, and, there's no mint count on those. I assume there's millions of some of them made.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And obviously they have the parallels, and they have the one of one autographs, and like there's always like one insane pull in those things. Like I think back to the Olympics with the Curry Durant LeBron signature that's no one has found yet.
Right.
And that's the other thing. I feel like so many of those one of ones with the signatures are never found. Do they even exist? No way to tell. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it's a cool thing that Topps and Panini do. It really plays into the big stories as they're happening. And it was time for us to be part of that conversation and get things out quicker than they could. We knew we could do that. And so it's really cool that we were able to make it happen this season, and, something that'll be around for future seasons. And hopefully we can figure out how to make it even better in the future.
I don't think that the mint counts are a problem. I was just curious because there has been, 2,400 BAMs versus 900 Stephs. It's been interesting, like Okie Kid said, but
yeah,
the All-Star.
It's pretty interesting. Like in collecting, as a general rule, player is king. And so people are going to collect the best players. They're going to just gravitate to it. And so in our product, we do have the video, which can get somebody to potentially get a player that they wouldn't normally collect because it's such a special event or achievement or moment. And so what's really interesting about Top Shot this is, somebody that's jumping in to collect it, may not be a BAM collector, but they're going to go collect history and a video of that history. And that's what I see happening on Topps Now and Panini Instant is, I just saw that thing. That thing was awesome.
Yep.
I want that in my collection. I have a couple. Yeah, here's a great example. I'm a big Philly sports fan. Kyle Schwarber hit his 50th home run with the Phillies, which is the second time ever that a Philly hit 50 home runs in a season. And I went and grabbed it immediately because as a fan, I resonated with that instantly. I saw it go up. I'm like, I have to have that. And I know that happens with fans on all. I had an Ohtani around here somewhere when he
50-50.
Yeah, the 50-50 card. I don't know where I put it, but yeah. So like, there are things that happen in sports that resonate with people in a certain way, and we were not capturing that moment in a meaningful way, and now we have that, and I'm just so happy that we were able to do that, and we've found a sustainable way to do it with our partners, with the internal team, and something that will definitely be continuing.
So, for those of you that are watching, Okie Kid, I know, like me, Thunder Hour, Banana, Okie Kid, Huey. I mean, we kind of play with these a lot, like the Tyrese Maxey. I've done a lot of like contests and giveaways and stuff around. But for those of you that are paying attention, he just told us that we are going to get pack rewards. And there's going to be at least 2452 or, well, I don't know how you figure it out.
It's based on whatever the max completion is. So it'll be whatever the bottleneck is. So
But it won't be the original mint size. It will be the
it'll be the original mint size.
Okay,
So it'll probably be one that it'll probably be whatever the Christmas. So like 936, I think is the lowest one. Is that right?
Yeah, no,
507, 507
for All-Star.
Yeah, so that'll be how many complete sets can be made is 507. So that'll be I can't imagine one being lower than that at this point. So it'll be 507 total packs. Yeah.
So start stacking your All-Star if you want to manipulate and gate that pack drop.
I mean, yeah.
E-Dog, Stockton won't allow it, bro. He's too damn grumpy.
Hey, listen, if somebody can actually get Stockton on a phone call and convince him, we have the moment already. It's done.
Yep.
It was made. We talked to Coultin about this. He was read in on it. We just could not get Stockton to say yes.
Nope. Total side note, is Marshawn Lynch kind of like John Stockton on the NFL thing? Like he just won't.
Good question. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's fair for you to not know. We're talking NBA Top Shot.
I definitely wasn't involved with any conversation with Marshawn Lynch, but it's very possible.
I mean, I don't think he's grumpy like John Stockton, but Cody Williams, he dropped 37-7 the other night.
Phew.
All of last year, I was like, dude, I don't think he's going to be in the league in 2 years.
He has flashes.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of guys right now that like have flashes and then just like explode once in a while.
Will there be, never mind. No. The parallels, the club collection have been fun. It's been cool seeing people stack those. I saw, was it Steve or I think it was Steve, the Hornets fan, has every special cereal.
He's got 50 of the 99.
But I think he also has, that's bananas. But look, he has every special cereal of both variants.
Oh wow. That's crazy.
Insane.
That is insane.
I wanted to call that out because that's freaking phenomenal. So drop is tomorrow. Pre-orders are open. They're almost already sold out.
Oh yeah, let's take a live look at that. Because it was almost sold out when I looked a few minutes, like right before we got on here. Oops. Yeah, cases are like 85% subscribed. Boxes are 90+% subscribed. So that's going to be over soon. And standard packs are approaching 1,700. So, really strong turnout. Obviously, there's still over 24 hours left. And the deposit match ended last night, and those funds will be going out to people today. So I imagine some of those will find their way into this drop as well.
First ever LeBron 1 of 1.
First ever LeBron 1 of 1, and it's a LeBron James Kingmaker. Did you look at this thumbnail?
Yeah, the crown. Yep.
Hey, you should go back to your Top Shot this set.
Okay. Come on. What do you want us? What am I looking at?
I sent you something.
Oh, like personal?
Yeah, your collection.
Oh. What do we got? Yo, let's go.
I saw you were missing it, and we were just talking about it as being
Thank you, dog.
the gatekeeper. So enjoy it.
Appreciate it. And that's a sick moment. My kids love the Top Shot this set, actually.
Yeah, I always get a few of them and rip them with the kids, so I can go crazy if we hit like a Hexwave or Galactic or Blockchain. Most of the time I get super unlucky, which is fine because I want you guys to be the lucky ones. But yeah. One thing I want to call out on the topic of the packs. I don't know if people realize this, but for the first time ever, these cases, every single premium pack, 10 premium packs, every single one of them will have a legendary or better in the pack.
Every pack, not every case.
Every pack. Every single premium. Like, yeah, you see it right there. Or it says Ascension premium packs, guaranteed legendary in every pack. Every premium pack will have an Ascension or a Hollow Icon in it.
Wow.
And then, don't forget the insane one-of-one pulls you can have in these cases.
Two Wemby one-of-ones. What are the two? What?
The Omega Hollow Icon and the
Kingmaker.
Yeah, that was a let's talk about that because it's funny that you made that face because internally, Guy and I were having a battle with Sam and Steve on, hey, is Omega a true one-of-one? And Guy and I are like deeply seated in cardboard collecting, and a one-of-one's a one-of-one, even whether it's a parallel or not. It's a one-of-one. Only one exists. And so the argument from the other side was, does calling the Omega one-of-one take away from the Kingmaker one-of-one? And I said, it's no different from a Superfractor one-of-one versus a Logo Man one-of-one.
Yeah.
They are both highly sought after with the right players, with the right collectors. And the Superfractor, there's there's like 20 different versions of that exact same picture with different outlines.
Oh, yeah.
And people still pay, what was it, 360 grand the con Superfractor went for yesterday. And so, it's one of those things where it's like, hey, these are true one-of-ones. Even if it's a parallel, the hobby still sees it as a one-of-one.
Totally.
So I think it's a very interesting back and forth we had yesterday as a team. Like, hey, is it a one-of-one? Is it not a one-of-one? And I said, hey guys, at the end of the day, one exists. So whether we say it's one-of-one or /1 on the marketplace, they're both /1. And for all intents and purposes, only one exists. Even though there may be others of that moment because it's a parallel, there's only one that exists. So, two Wemby one-of-ones. In my opinion, it is two one-of-ones. There are only one of each of those that exist. And, I'm just excited that we can even have that kind of conversation because a couple of years ago, we couldn't even have that kind of conversation.
No.
And so, we're really trying to evolve the product in a way that matches the hobby and the collecting patterns. And, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. We know there's something out there that works that people adore. And why are we trying to, contort ourselves into a pretzel when, the answer is right in front of us? And so we just need to do it and we need to do it better.
I agree with you on the one-of-one take. And that's why, like, when I pulled that Galactic, I was going nuts and like,
what's going on with that Maxi?
Dude, the new moments are doing that. The Grady Dick is too. Oh, it's fixed. This was doing it.
Huh.
Yeah, the moments that aren't technically out yet. Yeah, people are undervaluing Galactics. I've messaged a few people about a trade for the Galactic BAM, but like I'm not selling it for $150. There's 5 of them.
Yeah, I've seen some strange prices on Galactics, and I think it's part of what this conversation was, where if somebody is not a cardboard collector first and foremost, and knows about out of 5, out of 10, out of 1 parallels, they might look at it and say, hey, there's 50 of these. I'm treating it as if there's 50 of these. And I think there's just different mindsets for different collectors.
Yep. Well, my friend, we've gone an hour. We've yapped for an hour.
Oh, wow. That went quick.
It always does. I'm going to let you begin your day. You've already put in an hour of work.
This isn't work. Get out of here.
Listening to me. But congrats, dude. Congrats on the, continued evolution of the product. I am so excited that there is a Jazz Ascension moment. Oh, I wanted to call something out. I was whining to you and Steve about the airdrop rewards, and somewhere, I can't remember where, I saw it was clarified that it will be a new moment that is in the team leaderboard airdrops, correct?
Yeah.
So that's awesome. New as in from this drop, right?
Yes, exactly right.
Yeah, so the worst you can do is still going to be a brand new moment that you didn't have. I mean,
correct. And yeah, like to talk about that a little bit, like I think it's one of those things that we are trying to do something cool for people that, these leaderboards can get you moments from the season. And I think the way it's played out is we didn't set expectations properly and people expected something bigger than what they were getting. And it went from a exciting thing to a thing that people were complaining about and spreading some nasty things about. And for us internally, it's like, man, we were just trying to do something fun for people who were already collecting stuff this season, and it sort of turned into something different. And so I think next season the right call is probably for leaderboard rewards to be its own set and a special a special moment that you can only get through the leaderboard, and give the special cereals to higher up on the leaderboard. I think we need to figure that out in the off season, because we do want the in-season leaderboard to matter. But it's clear that giving them a moment from their team may not be as exciting if it's already available in other places. So I think we just need to figure out a way to make it a little bit more exclusive so it feels a little bit better. At the end of the day, like, you collect and you get stuff for free, to me is always a win.
Totally.
I wish that happened in cardboard. But I understand that, there are expectations here, and we're going to do everything we can to meet expectations. And, that's, already on our off-season list of how do we address this for next season.
Well, that's awesome. The season leaderboard thing is freaking sweet, though. And I check it all the time. Like, I check where I'm at. I check where other people are at.
I'm obsessed with the average cereal set leaderboards.
That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
Like, to me, so my dad growing up, he was a stamp collector and a coin collector. And so I was very in tune with registries. And for those that don't know what registries are, it's basically who has the best set, who has the best collection of stamps in the best grades. Coins, same thing. PSA has registries. Hey, who has this entire set in PSA 10s? They're ranked number 1. This is really our version of that, which is, who has the lowest average cereal of this set. That we don't have grading. That, to me, is the closest analog to that. And so it resonates with me deeply. I still have all my coins. I still have my little penny book filled in with every pennies from 1909 until the present. I have some of the stuff earlier from 1909 because I got so deep into it. But I still think about that. It was still like a really fun collection to do. And so it's important that we have stuff like that people are not just trying to complete a set because they want to get a little reward. They're trying to get the best version of that set they possibly can.
Yeah, it's freaking sick. The set page is so fun. You can spend 25 minutes on the set page. Look, Okie Kid, top collector.
Yep.
My goodness, bro.
Yeah, look at those 4 collectors right there. 4 goats.
Uh-huh. And then let's see. So where is my average serial?
That hit leaderboards.
There it is.
Yep.
Lowest average. So mine's pretty good.
27th. Yeah.
I'm in. Oh, that's not lowest.
That's total moments. Yeah, there you go.
27th. That's still pretty good.
Yep.
Dude, this is what I want. I want to have average serial of a set be 13.
13.
I'm trying so hard. The stupid Giannis hoop vision is killing me, dude. I've got like 5 or 6 of the hoop vision in 13, but
I love going set by set and seeing the battles at the top, especially for the current season because it fluctuates quite a bit. But there's some battles in past seasons too. Every once in a while, I'll see somebody in second place that's really close, and I'll just like shoot them a message like, "Hey, you're pretty close. You want to beat them," egging people on. But yeah, it's fun. Like these are the kind of things that the product has been missing for years. This is what people want. People want bragging rights. People want to show off how great their collection is. And in the past we were so focused on so many other things other than making the collection the main focal point. And I'm so glad that we've found some focus in doing that this season.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been by far the most fun series.
It's been a lot of fun for us too.
Well, all right, man. Congrats. Happy for you. Pat yourselves on the back. Let's chat again soon, yeah?
Yes, sir. A lot of fun as always. Appreciate you having me. And happy St. Patty's Day. Don't have too many car bombs without me. I love me a good Irish car bomb.
Con tomorrow night, dude. I'm gonna be locked in, bro.
Yeah, I gotta like keep myself calm. I can't geek out too hard.
Yeah.
I want to talk to him about the Thanksgiving dinner with the whole team.
Yes, dude.
So yeah, everybody, if you have questions for Con, get them in. We always put together a run of show sheet internally when we have the athletes on to make sure that we have great questions. We'll run them by the ages, make sure we're not hitting any nerves or anything, making sure that the athletes are comfortable and happy and excited. And so if you have any questions, feel free to shoot them out to us and we'll get them on our list.
Cool. All right, man. Thanks a ton, bro. Appreciate you.
Bye all.
See you guys.